and understanding of influenza A and its causes. And just to highlight and disclaimer, today's material are prepared with support from ChatGPT, with support from DeepSeek, with support from Baidu AI. So this entire PowerPoint that you're going to see are presented and prepared by Baidu AI. So understanding influenza A and its causes. I'll talk about an overview of the influenza A, the transmission mode of influenza A, common symptom of influenza A, and how can Chinese medicine help, and some conclusions. So let's discuss about influenza A virus. It's a virus. So every one of you here are quite familiar with virus. The shapes may not be like this, but what's a virus? We are aware of COVID. So influenza A is a highly contagious virus infection that affects the respiratory system caused by influenza A virus, a member of the Optomyviridae family. And in virus mutation rate, influenza A has a high mutation rate and can spread rapidly, leading to the seasonal flu outbreaks and even global pandemics. So this can be conditions. If you can recall, during the SARS, you're advised not to go Hong Kong. During the COVID, you're advised not to go Wuhan. And now I believe you heard that you're not to go, don't go Japan. But anyway, this is something that you understand. So when the influenza virus is in the air, and a lot of people are getting it nowadays. I have patients coming back from Japan, got it. And it may be a virus, but virus is not, when it attack a human body, everybody behave differently and depends on your body constitution. So what are the transmission mode of influenza A virus? By now, all of you are very familiar with how to manage this condition. And I strongly advise all of you to wear a mask going forward. There's nothing wrong wearing a mask nowadays in Singapore. Everybody wear masks nowadays. I wear mask when I see all my patients. This is my personal responsibility to make sure I don't create additional possible factor to affect their health. So what are the transmission mode of influenza A? First of all, respiratory droplet. When infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks. So this can be prevented by wearing a mask. Surface contamination where the virus remain viable on objects like doorknobs, handrails, electronic devices. So wash your hand. And remember one thing, don't ever use your bare hand touch your eyes. That's the last barrier. A lot of people during the COVID period, they clean out everything, but when their eye itchy, they touch the eye and they get the virus. And it may be airborne transmission, especially in a crowded and poorly ventilated place. So if you go to take any public transport, in the lift, wear a mask. So it's something you need to appreciate. And what's the common symptom of influenza A? And a lot of you, I believe many of you will have family member already in this state. The symptoms of influenza A include fever, very common. Cough, yes. Sore throat, yes. Running and stuffy nose, yes. Body ache, not too common. Headaches, fatigue, shortness of breath in severe case. So this is something that we are familiar with as well. And some may have gastrointestinal symptoms, such as children more likely experiencing gastrointestinal symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea with influenza A. And for Chinese medicine perspective, why this thing happened is because the lung and the large intestine, they are symbiotic pair. They belong to the metal elements. So when they have a upper respiratory system conditions, at the same time, chances are you may have constipation or diarrhea. And those in the high risk groups, they are similar in all situations, including young children, pregnant women, elderly, who are individuals with weakened immune systems or chronic illnesses. So this is where if you belong to this category, do take personal precautionary measure. There's nothing wrong wearing a mask nowadays. So how can TCM help? We can consider herbal remedies, such as one particular formula, 生脉散. This is a formula for those who are familiar with me teaching a class. I always drink this it basically make out of 人参, ginseng, 麦冬, opiopogon, and 桂子. This is a drink that I always drink in the class. Why? To strengthen my energy, strengthen my qi. And for those who are keen, it's available on my website. And for dietary light adjustment point of view, you can consider a particular herb known as astragalus 黄芪. Or you can consider eating warm food such as ginger, garlic, onion, and green onion. For example, if you're having a cough at this moment, having difficulty falling asleep at night, go ahead and prepare a ginger drinks. Ginger belongs to the pungent category and is very good in helping us to address what we call the lung-related conditions. So in terms of treatment-wise, when it comes to influenza A, through diagnosis, the practitioner will have to determine whether your current condition belongs to the wind heat invasion, symptoms such as fever, sore throat, yellow phlegm, body ache, dry mouth, thirst. And treatment will be focused on clearing heat and dispelling pathogens. If we diagnose as a wind cold invasions, symptoms such as chill, more than fever, running nose, body aches, headaches, no sweating, treatment will involve warming the body, dispelling cold pathogens. Or it can be a case of qi deficiency and lingering infection. Those who are born with, you call it hyperhidrosis, tend to perspire more than others. Cold hand and cold feet, these are typically below the qi deficiency. And symptoms such as prolonged fatigue, shortness of breath, weak cough, night sweat, nocturnal perspiration. Treatment will focus on tonifying qi and resolving infection. How to determine which one particularly belong to? You can consider join the fundamental class essential diagnosis. I'll teach you how to identify those things. And for those who have damp heat accumulation in severe case, you may have high fever, thick yellow sputum, chest tightness, difficulty breathing. And treatment involves clearing heat and draining dampness from the lungs. So this is where, from the diagnosis perspective, identifying what can be the possible problem that triggers such a conditions. So acupuncture, such as the point for immunity acupressure, 合谷, 列切, Li4, Lu7. This is on the wrist area. Later I share. And point-wise for energy boosting, ST36, 风池. So in conclusion, when it comes to influenza A, TCM is a comprehensive approach in preventing, treating influenza A by strengthening immunity, balancing body constitution, targeting specific symptoms. Your personal responsibility is wear a mask, avoid crowded place, and strengthen your immunity. Virus don't care about who you are. We have all been through pandemic, COVID pandemic. Rich or famous make no difference when it comes to virus. Your immunity is everything that matters. So combine TCM with modern medicine, it can be effective, should be used complementary with modern medicines. So if you are diagnosed with a virus, bed rest important. Since some symptomatic application fever-wise, you can go ahead and take the medicine prescribed by your doctors. So that's for discussion on influenza A. Then let's come back to our understanding of respiratory. So I have basically outlined the respiratory infection. And in the case of current weather season that we are going in, under the commencement of the spring, because of the dampness and the wind and the rain that coming along, wind and dampness increasing during this period, and the La Nina potentially contribute to persistent moisture. So the body becomes susceptible to respiratory issue. So you notice there's a lot of people when they had a sneeze in the morning. And this condition typically is part of the situation in Singapore where how humidity is more than 95%. So important to strengthen the immunity, protecting against seasonal changes will be the key to staying healthy during this period.